Some projects sell out within hours and some don't. In today's Dubai real estate market, there are only 3 reasons why this could happen. Scenario number 1, the project is a genuinely good one and is being heavily marketed as well. Hence, investors almost immediately recognize the project potential and invest, and inventory moves almost overnight. Arancia the Yards by Beyond and Raw District by Imtiaz are 2 recent examples for that. Scenario number 2, the project is being marketed, people know about it, yet the inventory movement is slow, which means investors are not entirely convinced yet. There could be other similar opportunities to compare against before investing. Then comes scenario number 3. The project isn't being marketed, there is no hype, and sales move relatively quietly. Most investors would look at it and think that's not the best project to invest in. I see it completely differently. In fact, this is where some of the biggest investment opportunities are. Because see, when a developer isn't chasing attention, it means they don't need everyone to buy. They are comfortable attracting investors who understand the long-term vision of the developer rather than investors simply following hype. This also means that the developer is not in a hurry to collect cash in order to build the project. They are cash rich. Today's project falls into this last category, and this is where I pay attention. Okay, for a second, let me take your attention away from the project and let's talk about where I'm standing. Expo City. I'm standing right in the middle of this master community, surrounded by completed infrastructure, which was completed for the purpose of Expo 2020. One of the most iconic masterpieces Dubai has ever built. And the event Expo 2020 itself shaped the growth trajectory of Dubai over the past 5 years. So basically, this very location has been pivotal in Dubai's growth trajectory over the past half a decade. And the people who developed and delivered this very masterpiece, they are the same developer developing the new project that we are talking about today, Roudah at Expo Valley Views. Okay, so we are at the master plan and I'm joined with Nigora from the sales team. So Nigora, tell us, why Expo Valley Views? Why is it so special? Why should an investor invest in Expo Valley Views?
Expo Valley Views located in our luxury villa community where we have townhouses and villas. It's already sold out project. Handover will be this year. It's really unique project with a 60% of greenery. Here we have 250,000 square meters of forest plus nature reserve with hazards and horses. It's elevated from the ground level. So definitely it's a beautiful place to live in. And plus it is part of Expo City, correct? And this 8 low-rise building is part of this luxury villa community. Of course, when you are working here, you want to be somewhere nearby to your office. And let me tell you, this it's not only exclusive and it has lots of luxury resort-style amenities, but it will have a very easy accessibility to everywhere you need because we will have a buggy services coming all the way here.
Okay.
Yes, so definitely this will be choice number 1 for all the families working in Expo City. We do have a very spacious, beautiful apartments here, right. 1 and 2 and 3 bedroom apartments, especially our 3 bedroom apartments here with the maid's room. It's a beautiful place to live, especially for the families, but of course you can do short-term rental as well because we are not that far from exhibition center and definitely short-term rental will be on a high demand here. Right. So I believe this project is amazing for both long-term as well as short-term.
I also believe the payment plan is very interesting. In the current market, this is the only government-backed developer offering a post-handover payment plan. So that's also something that's very interesting that I noticed.
Yes, exactly. Payment plan, spacious, beautiful apartments, quality. Expo City is really famous with all of this. Our payment plan was post-handover payment plan, 75 during construction, 25 post-handover for 1 year. But we also have a really good news for you. We have a short-term offer at the moment for our building called Gadir. It is 60-40 with 1 year post-handover. This is the building. It's right with a really nice location with a beautiful view to the courtyard, to the swimming pool with butterfly garden. and green belt over here. So yes, we have a limited time offer at the moment. So if your clients want to have really flexible payment plan, you need to grab this opportunity.
Right. So we understood the master plan with the developer. We understood the potential of Expo Valley Views. Now let's get into the details of the project. A few statistics, numbers, a few other details about the master community, and why I firmly believe that this is one of the most underrated investment opportunities in the current Dubai real estate market. To start off with, let me share the master plan with you to understand a quick few things, and then we can move on to the next sections. All right, so this is the master plan of Expo City. We already saw this in the mock-up, in the model. We saw the bigger model. We understood where the forest is. We understood where the exhibition center is. Few details that we need to keep in mind in order to truly appreciate the potential of this investment opportunity. Expo City, there is two key demand anchors in Expo City. One is the exhibition center. The other one is the commercial offices, restaurants, businesses, hospital, school. Of course, hospital, school, they are supporting infrastructure, but the key, the commercial spaces in the core of Expo City, right? Now, over the past 1.5 years, I have been working very closely with this developer in many launches. In all of the launches that happened over the past 1.5, 2 years, I have been working, and I saw for myself how rapidly, how fast the development is, right? With any other developer in Dubai, for example, let's take Imtiaz. They build exceptionally good products in the market. That is because they want to create a reputation for themselves. It's about their reputation, about the developer, right? With Expo City, it's much bigger than that. It's much bigger than a developer. It's the reputation of the Dubai ruler himself and the government itself. So when you invest in Expo City, you are betting on that aspect, right? That is something very much strong. If individual developers can develop wonderful, beautiful projects in order to create a name for themselves, then what is the government going to do when they want to create a name for themselves? They already did with this whole Expo City, right? And now they are doing it again, and they are giving again an opportunity to investors to invest into that vision at an early stage through residential developments, right? So one of the main indications of how rapidly that vision is being realized, the vision of the government, was the construction of the Dubai Exhibition Center. Early last year when I went to Expo City, only this part was constructed. Of course, this part was constructed for the purpose of Expo 2020 itself, which was about 55,000 square meters, right? And then last year they started expanding the Expo City, the exhibition center in both of these directions. The total length of this is supposed to be 1.2 kilometers, right? And they promised, when they announced that the World Trade Center is completely going to shut down and move to Dubai Exhibition Center at Expo City, this location, they promised that the first and biggest phase of expansion would be completed by 2026, right? In a time where a developer takes 3 to 4 years to develop and complete a single residential tower, a project of this scale, MENA region's largest exhibition center, is going to be the biggest expansion of that is going to be completed in 2 years. That's phenomenal. That shows how much the government is serious about this location, right? So I saw how this got developed, these two areas. Now when we go today, you barely see any cranes in this area, meaning it's almost, the infrastructure is almost completed. And as promised, I will show you the promise that was made through the World Trade Center official website. So as promised, It's almost ready, and end of this year, Jitex is expected to completely, fully happen in this location, not in World Trade Center, right? And that is going to create a massive amount of demand for whatever available investment options inside Expo City, right? And afterwards, that and after that, because after that there's going to be continuous exhibitions happening. If you could remember at the beginning, we were talking about the number of visitors, like 65,000 visitors per day. That is the expectation, right? So the opportunity for investors to capitalize on this potential is right now, before the explosion happens, right? Probably after the end of this year, the prices, we are going to see a skyrocketing in the prices of whatever available options, ready, resale, as well as off plan, right? Unfortunately, many people are not talking about this aspect. Many agents are not talking because the developer is not marketing themselves. They do not want to market. As I said at the opening, they don't want to just bring whoever have money to invest. They want people who could understand the vision of the developer. They don't want speculators. They want a certain caliber of investors to enter into this community. That's the reason why they are not marketing, and that is why if you are a sharp investor, if you are a smart investor, you should enter into this location, right? With that bit of opening note about the master plan, let's get into the details of the video. One number that you need to understand, this shows the scarcity aspect of this location, and this number matters to the rest of the video to understand the rental demand, to understand the capital appreciation, and to understand the uniqueness of the very project that we are talking about, Expo Valley Views, which is located in this location, right? One number, very important. Actually, two numbers. One is related to the Dubai Exhibition Center. The number of visitors that the World Trade Center, the total footfall for the World Trade Center in 2025 was 2.5 million visitors, right? And the number of events is expected to double in Dubai Exhibition Center in this very location by 2033, right? So we are looking at least 5 million annual visits in this very location by 2033. So that's going to gradually increase. Currently it's at 2.5 million already. From 2.5 to 5 million plus is going to gradually increase over the next couple of years. That ensures the short-term rental potential. Right? Imagine that number, 5 million, right? There's going to be a lot of demand for short-term, 1, 2, and even 3 bedrooms. We'll understand a bit about short-term rental when we talk about the ROI aspect of this project and this location. The second number is the number of people that are going to be working in Expo City. 40,000 employees, people are going to work in Expo City, right? Yet, the developer is only going to be building residential apartments to cater to 35,000 residents in total, right? Right now we have Al-Waha residences 1, 2, we have Mangrove, Sky, and we have Sidr, right? So we have around altogether 5-6 total number of residential projects with extremely limited number of units. This developer is not a developer that just builds thousands of units in a project. Extremely limited number of units scattered across these projects. And then we have Expo Valley Views, townhouses and villas, right? And there's going to be, of course, future launches around the community inside Expo City with the Expo City address at, of course, a much higher rate compared to the current launches. All these launches put together, it's going to only be able to cater to 35,000 of a population. 40,000 people are going to be working inside Expo City itself. Adding on to that, the whole Dubai South ecosystem. This is the Maktoum Airport, right? Then you have the Jebel Ali Free Zone. A total of 1 million jobs are going to be generated in Dubai South itself, right? And guess where the most prestigious address is going to be in Dubai South? Obviously Expo City. That is the core of Dubai South. So everyone who have the capacity or whether they do not have the capacity are going to want to live in Expo City, right? And definitely the number of people who have the capacity to own and rent an apartment in Expo City in the entire Dubai South is definitely going to be much more than 35,000. Yet there is going to be only 35,000, only residential supply for enough for 35,000 people. When I say 35,000, that's not 35,000 units. That's around 7 to 8,000 units. 35,000 people in total, right? So imagine if 35,000 people are working in Expo City, that's just the number of people working. Then add to that the number of people along with the family members, wives, kids. That's going to be definitely much over 100,000 total number of people. Only 35,000 of those people can live in Expo City. So the demand supply imbalance, the developer is deliberately controlling the supply in this location, right? The best investment scenario for the maximized capital appreciation is when the demand is much higher than the available supply, right? Unfortunately, in today's market, due to the hype that certain developers build in terms of marketing, in terms of very successful marketing campaigns, this fundamentally is not primarily being discussed by many agents, right? As a result, I on almost on a daily basis, when I talk to investors, I encounter so many investors who have invested in this project, that project. Not necessarily bad projects. They will deliver and they will do a fairly good job, but average investments, right? Sometimes investors are being promised by agents that this developer, I'm talking about one of the top 10 developers, right? Not one of the, actually there are a few of the top 10 developers that could fall into this bracket. Agents promise that they would resell this project, this unit at hand, or you can flip and you can make 15-20% ROI or even more than that. Fundamentals are different. If the supply is high and if the demand is not at that pace, you can't do that and you are not going to be able to make that money, right? Expo City, on the other hand, is a location with very strong fundamentals. And now the important part, Expo Valley Views, right? Because see, this is also something that we need to understand. Many investors invested in Sidhu Residences, Sky, Al-Waha, Mangrove, right? Stock moved relatively faster compared to Expo Valley Views. Reason being that, it's much close to the exhibition center. It's in close proximity to the whole Expo business district. Hence, the ROI is high. Well, that's not, yes, of course, the ROI for these projects are high. But then the ROI for this project, Expo Valley Views, is also high because it has a completely different demand profile compared to an investment in this location, or even compared to an investment in this location with the project of like the Terra series by MR, right? Now, we were talking about the 35,000 people, 35,000 employees working in Expo City, right? Just practically imagine all these projects. Let me clear this and let's come up with a fresh map. All right, so this is Expo Valley Views again, right? Now, the project that we are talking about is located in Expo Valley Views, like one of the 8 towers that's going to be launched this week. Practically imagine 35,000 people working in this location, including the exhibition center as well. Do you think they will want to live in the middle of the hustle and bustle where there is noise and exhibitions? You are hardly going to experience a calm and quiet night in the middle of this, right? So practically speaking, someone working in Expo City throughout the whole day in the middle of this hustle and bustle and noise will of course prefer living in a calm and quiet environment. Yet they would love to have an Expo City address associated with themselves because that is prestige. That's going to be a prestigious address. The only available option is going to be outside of this core district, right? Yet with very high connectivity. Then when you look at, you have Expo Valley Views, of course at a higher ticket size, at a higher rental value because they are townhouses and villas, premium, right? It's already completed, almost completed, already sold out, just 550 odd units, right? Then the premium in terms of rental and price is going to be much high, right? What's the next option? If you look at apart, of course, there is going to be a certain caliber of demand for this, but just imagine 550 townhouses and villas altogether. So there's so much that you can cater in that community. The next option is going to be these apartments. Again, that's also very limited. Only 880 total number of units, right? Total number of units that we are talking about in all this, including 1, 2, and 3 bedrooms. That's going to be the relatively affordable option compared to townhouses and villas, right? And that's going to have very calm and quiet location, address. We'll go through a brief video of this project a little later, then you'll understand what the project is offering, right? Because it's away from the hustle and bustle. It's still an Expo City address, and most importantly, is seamlessly connected throughout the whole Expo City. You don't have to worry about the distance. It's not far away because there is a transportation loop network that the developer, the master developer, the government has announced. Let's understand that. So look at this. This is a transportation loop that the developer has, or rather the government has announced. So this is the project. And if you look at this purple line, which is called as the Expo Express purple line. I mean, you have Expo Express yellow line, you have Expo Express blue line, there's a potential future orange line, right? So all these are different, like an electric sustainable transportation modes of transportations that the developer is introducing. A whole network of transportation inside. These are going to be buggies, taxis, e-scooters, and whatnot, right? So there's going to be 2 stations here. If you look at 1, 2, which is going to seamlessly, like, directly connect you to the rest of the Expo City. So it's just a 1.5 to 2 minutes of a ride, whatever the transportation mode is. It could be a kind of a monorail setup, electric enclosed class, capsules, or whatever it is. It's not specifically mentioned, but this is for sure. That's something that's going to happen because the developer has promised this master plan, like this transportation loop, right? So this is seamlessly connected into the community all the way up to the exhibition center. And we also need to understand there is an existing metro station into this community, right? So this is seamlessly connected, and the existing metro station, the next stop of the existing metro station is going to be the Al Maktoum International Airport, which is located here. So for someone working in Maktoum Airport also, this is a potential location to live, seamlessly connected, right? Anyways, we are talking about the demand, the number of people working inside Expo City itself. We are not even talking about Al Maktoum Airport and the surrounding offices, people working, pilots and whatnot working in the surrounding communities, right? Okay, so it's seamlessly connected. And this is the only available option as of now, the apartment option in a calm and quiet address. Someone working in Expo City who would want to live in an Expo City address, yet who would want a nice place to live. That's everyone's dream, right? You want to, once you're done with work, you need a calm and quiet place to rest, relax, and chill. And this is definitely the location. There's going to be cafes, restaurants, and everything on the ground floor podium. And there's going to be ample number of pools, different sizes, different scales. There's going to be a duck pond, peacock aviary, then a horseback ride, right? And there's a forest here which you have access to with a pond and whatnot, right? So that is the project, the location. So I firmly believe there's going to be a lot of capital appreciation in this, for this project, purely because of these fundamentals. We'll also further understand why the capital appreciation is going to happen, because the layouts itself are very unique in this project, right? That is also going to further increase the capital appreciation. So this is a zoomed in version of the particular Expo Valley Views cluster. There's altogether 8 buildings, and the new launch that we are talking about is this. This is called Roudah at Expo Valley Views. This is the launch that's happening this week. And if you could remember, the sales agent was talking about a special offer going on in a tower, and that is this Gadir. We'll understand that payment plan in a moment. Now let's go through the floor plates. If you understand, the most number of units are 2 bedrooms, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 2 bedrooms, 2 3 bedrooms, and 3 1 bedrooms, right? That's the first floor, and the second floor again 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 2 bedrooms, same configuration, up to the 7th floor, right? And of course the 8th and 9th floors, there's 1 3 bedroom less, so there's only 1 3 bedroom in these floors. So if you understand, the most number of units are 2 bedrooms. In a typical conventional project in Dubai, you could find a lot of studios and 1 bedrooms. That is because the developer wants to maximize their profits. Primarily that's the reason. There could be other secondary reasons about the demand dynamics of that particular location, but primarily that's the reason. Versus here, 1 bedrooms are less, 2 bedrooms are more. The developer is giving a signal, right? They want to attract families, long-term residences, because families want to take a 2 bedroom more than a 1 bedroom, right? And 3 bedrooms, of course, if it's a bigger family with a maid's room and all, someone who wants to almost have a townhouse but they don't have that budget, then of course 3 bedroom is the next available option. Almost like a townhouse with a maid's room, attached washroom and everything, right? One important thing is also, if you look at the layouts now, let's understand that when we talk about the layouts now, this is a 1 bedroom layout. These are the layouts for all the 3 1 bedrooms is similar. If the developer is giving more attention to the 2 and 3 bedrooms, hence the 1 bedrooms, the layouts are similar. Of course, the quality is not compromised, but the layouts are similar. You have the kitchen as you enter, pretty spacious. Then you have a sizable living area, living and dining, 4.6 by 5.3. Master bedroom with walk-in wardrobes with his and hers. That's very special. That's beautiful. And a powder room, of course, right? And you have balcony. So 1 bedroom facing this direction, 1 bedroom facing the green corridor and the internal courtyards, like the internal amenities. Then if you look at the 2 bedrooms, this is very interesting. This is one of the 2, like 2 bedrooms, there are like four different types of 2 bedrooms, and all 4 of these, the layouts are unique, completely different from one another, right? Let's understand. Now this 2 bedroom, as you enter, you have a wall here, so you don't directly see the kitchen. There's a bit more privacy. There are sometimes people prefer that privacy. This is almost like a U-shaped kitchen with a kitchen aisle, massive living area, 6.65 by 5.6. So it's going to be looking massive. Then a powder room, then a master bedroom, big sizes, 3.2 by 4.2, 4.3 by 3.2. Big sizes. Even the walk-in wardrobes are very spacious, and the master bathrooms are very spacious as well, right? So this is this unit. It's going to face the green belt that's at this area, which is almost a 200-meter green belt from the project to the main road. That's also going to be a nice view. Okay, that's about this 2 bed. And this 2 bed is completely different. Look, this is the entrance. As you enter on the left, you have a bit of a long kitchen. Again, then a big living area and the rest of the units. Then you have a corridor. The units are more private. They have more privacy. So there's a corridor and the units are located inside, right? This is again a different layout. As you enter, to your right, you have the kitchen, which is a bit more longer than the previous one. And again, a massive living area. And this is the views towards the amenities. Then the units are on the right side. The specific room configuration is also different from one another. That's very unique. Then there's another layout, which is my personal favorite. This is called a butterfly layout. As you enter, you have a room on this side and the room on this side, right? 2 rooms on both directions. If you just go through and understand, if you just walk in and understand, you would find it hard to say which room is the master bedroom, because both rooms are so unique with walk-in wardrobes, master room. The only difference that I can think of is the master room has a his and hers, and the secondary room has only 1 sink, right? Apart from that, it's very unique, completely different. You're going to have the Expo Forest views and the internal views from these 2 bedrooms. Now, if you understand, okay, let's understand the 3 bedrooms as well. So this is one of the 3 bedrooms, the best 3 bedrooms overlooking the forest. As you enter, you have the kitchen onto your left, massive living area again. So as you enter, the light and the spaciousness and the view is going to be beautiful as you enter, right? Onto your right, you have the powder room, and the rooms are onto your right. There's a maid's room with an attached washroom. These 2 rooms are going to share this bathroom, and this room is the master bedroom with walk-in closet. So that's very beautiful, and the balcony is massive. Balcony is spanning across these 3 rooms. So balcony is massive and beautiful. And the other 3 bedroom is this. There is an L-shaped balcony. As you enter, the kitchen is here, secluded, separate, right? You don't see the kitchen as you enter. So the living area is massive, and the bedrooms are here, similar, kind of like you have maid's room with attached washroom and these bedrooms. Notice how different layout is, completely unique from one another. There are layouts that cater to people who like privacy, right? There are layouts with open open plans, open kitchens, like very open plans, secluded plans. Of course, the kitchens are open, but then the placement of the kitchen is different. And then, for example, this layout is more private, and we noticed there was another 2-bedroom layout as well with more privacy in it, right? And the placement of the rooms and everything, if you look at the 2 bedrooms, are completely different from one another. That is further going to increase the demand for each of these layouts. If you look at, for example, the alternative developer option at Expo City, apart from Expo City developer, is the Terra series by MR. That is what most of the foreign investors and all know about, because it's MR, right? I can close my eyes and imagine the 2-bedroom layout in all those towers. Like, there is, I think, 9+ towers in the whole Terra Gardens, Terra Woods, Terra Heights, and whatever the future Terra series launches that are going to happen over the next few months. 95% of all the 2-bedroom layouts are strikingly similar. The only difference that I can think of is the balcony placement from here to there, slightly different, right? Same case with the 1-beds and same case with all the bed types. The layouts are strikingly similar, right? Of course, Terra series is catering to completely a short-term residence, short-term tenants, so it's a different demand profile altogether, right? But I'm just saying, because sometimes people say Terra Wood is like, see, it's Terra Wood is much closer to the Dubai Exhibition Center, so Terra Wood is a better investment than Expo Valley Views. No, the fundamentals of these two projects are completely different from one another. Terra series, Sidh Residences, Sky Residences, Al Waha, they cater to short-term residential needs. Expo Valley Views purely caters to the long-term residences. That's what this variation is layout is all about. That's what the unique features are all about. When we understand the features of this, there's a short video that I'm going to play in a moment. You will understand what I'm talking about as well, right? So that's a bit about the layouts of this project. Next, let's understand the payment plan. These are the prices: 1.692, 2.5, 3.6. You have to keep a buffer of around 5 to 8% to these prices if you want premium views towards the Expo Valley, towards the forest, right? These are the starting prices. Then the payment plan: 20% within 1 month, 10% on booking, 10% in 30 days, and 7.5% every 6 months, 10% on completion, 25% post handover for a period of 1 year, right? So if you are a mortgage buyer, you can mortgage this 35% at handover, right? That's the payment plan. Then, if you could remember, there was a particular special payment plan offer going on for one of the projects, Gadir. There are a limited number of units available in that, and this is the payment plan for that. The difference is, instead of the 7.5% you have to pay every 6 months, you only have to pay 5%, and on completion again only 5%, right? Then post handover you have to pay 40% for 1 year. So this 45% instead of the 35% you can mortgage. That makes a difference if you are a mortgage buyer, because that impacts your ROI and ROE, right? So that is a very unique, special opportunity if you are an investor looking to invest in this project or anywhere in Dubai. This is the only government developer offering a post handover payment plan currently in Dubai, even with the new launch. Adding on to that, this particular project, this particular tower is offering 40% post handover. That's special. Next, let's go through the short video and let's understand how the project is going to look like, how day-to-day life of the project is going to feel like for a resident, for an owner. All right, so we understood that. Now next we are going to understand the rental ROI, the numbers, right? There is no exact similarity in Dubai South that we can understand, because Dubai South is just now picking up. So I have taken two examples for us to understand how much people in Dubai are willing to pay for that lifestyle. That is an indication of how much potential this location has, solely because of the lifestyle. Option number one is City Walk. Why did I take City Walk? Well, there's Coca-Cola Arena, there's downtown Dubai. So it's in the middle of the current downtown of Dubai, close proximity to the present airport, close proximity to the event venues, close proximity to downtown, the restaurants, hotels, and the lifestyle, right? And Expo City is promising a similar concept in a much more advanced, futuristic manner. That is the downtown of Dubai South, right? If you look at City Walk, there is a Port Rashid as well in 15 minutes of a drive, right? So Dubai South, there's Jebel Ali Port, there's Al Maktoum Airport, there's Expo City where the Dubai Exhibition Center is, versus City Walk, it's in close proximity to the current World Trade Center. That's going to move to Expo City. So Expo City, Expo Valley Views is in close proximity to the future World Trade Center. So the characteristics are strikingly similar between these two. Yet the layouts, if you look at City Walk versus Expo City, the layouts are much better, and the exclusivity, the limited number of supplies, much higher. It's much limited compared to City Walk, right? So the fundamentals in that sense in Expo City are even stronger than City Walk. Another example is Ellington House in Dubai Hills Estate. Reason I took particularly Ellington House in Dubai Hills Estate, because Dubai Hills Estate is predominantly a MR community, is because Ellington, what they have delivered in Dubai Hills Estate with Ellington House is unique even compared to MR themselves. As a result, Ellington is commanding a much higher return, rental ROI premium, as well as capital appreciation, even more than MR, right? That shows when there's uniqueness in the delivery of the project, people are willing to pay a premium, right? So that is exactly what Expo City is trying to achieve. The layouts are like, just like Ellington, it's like even more spacious than Ellington, these Expo City layouts that we are talking about. And the uniqueness is much high. So just to understand what people would be willing to pay for these concepts, given that again Dubai Hills Estate, it's a beautiful community to live in. There's a functional mall, versus in Expo City is also there's going to be MR Mall, which is the only mall in Dubai South, right? Functional. So characteristics are similar, and Expo City I believe is much better than these two, right? So if you understand the rentals of these two communities, first of all, let's understand Dubai Hills Estate, Ellington House. Look at the rentals. 485, 470, 360,000, 350, 350k plus, right? All the way up to 485,000. People are willing to pay 485,000. That's how much sometimes a budget studio would cost in the market today. People are willing to pay that much for rental per year for a 3-bedroom in Ellington House. And if you look at a 2-bed, again, look at this. Almost 300,000 plus, 290k, 320k, 305k, 300,000 plus for a 2-bedroom in Ellington House. Now let's go to City Walk. Let's start from 2 bedrooms with City Walk. This is crazy. 400,000 plus for a 2-bedroom in City Walk. This is because it's much more premium location. Location wise, it's much premium than Dubai itself. And this kind of same premium elements are there in Expo City as well. We just spoke about it, right? And this is even crazier, the 3 bedrooms, 472,000 plus, even 525,000 for a 3-bedroom. Someone is willing to pay as rental per year, right? 12 months, if you look at. So that is unique. Now, let's understand what kind of returns you can expect in Expo City. I've taken 2 scenarios. One is a very conservative, right? You could say this, what you can expect soon after this project is handed over. On handover, what you can expect. 285,000 for a 2-bedroom. I believe this is very fair. If you look at the projects that we compared, both of them 2 bedrooms are going much higher than this. So 285k for a 2-bed, then 400k for a 3-bed, right? Versus up to 525k for a 3-bed, someone is willing to pay for that lifestyle in City Walk, right? That lifestyle is what Expo City is promising in the future. You need to understand this very deeply, because sometimes when I tell this, investors come and talk to me and say, look, how can you compare City Walk? It's in downtown. Expo City, there's nothing. It's empty, right? No, you need to understand the fundamentals. What I'm trying to say here. Expo City will become the downtown of Dubai. There's no doubt in it, because City Walk was once like Expo City, and it is what it is right now, right? And the government did that, right? So the same government is doing Expo City, and they are very much capable of delivering that in a much better way. So they will do that. There's no doubt about it, right? It's just that, are you as an investor able to understand that before it happens, before the reality hits, and capitalize on that opportunity? That's a question that you need to ask, right? So this is a bit of a conservative, let's say, on handover. When you start renting out your unit, this is what you can expect. Practically 2, 3, 4 years down the line, this is what you can expect. This is what you can easily expect. This is, I believe, going to be, could potentially be even higher than this, 350k and 500k. And I have minus the service charge, so this ROI is net to your pocket. There's no reductions in this, right? So 9% plus of an ROI, which is very good, right? Not to mention, there's definitely going to be short-term rental demand as well in this location, because simply because of the demand supply imbalance, the demand is much high and the supply is much low. Hence, there's going to be short-term rental potential, there's going to be long-term rental potential. And this project, I firmly believe, is so much underrated in today's market. People are talking about, agents are talking about, and even investors are talking about projects that are being heavily marketed by developers, right? If you are a sharp investor, you should look at it the other way around. Projects that are genuinely good, that are not marketed. There is a handful of such opportunities, not many, right? And this is one such opportunity that, if you are a serious investor, if you want to make smart money, serious money, you need to pay attention to. And I firmly believe in that. That's the reason why I have been working with Expo City over the past 1.5 to 2 years. And I'm very happy and proud of my investors and the other investors who invested through me and through other agents with this developer, because they are definitely going to make a lot of money with this, and I'm confident about it. So that's a bit about today's video. If you are interested to explore further, feel free to reach out to me. My contact details are given below. Having that being said, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do me a favor and subscribe. That gives me a bit of boost to keep producing valuable contents like these videos for you and for any interested viewer. Having that being said, signing off until next time.